Good afternoon. Welcome back to Trinity Episcopal Cathedral in Portland, Oregon. And my name is Katie Burke, and I am the organ scholar here.
And I am Bruce Nesbitt, the Director of Music. We're thrilled to have you with us today.
Yes, we are going to take you through two hymns for the fourth Sunday of Advent coming up tomorrow. We have a service at 10 o'clock and then a service at 5 o'clock. So Bruce will tell you about the first hymn that we'll talk about today.
Fantastic. So the gospel lesson on the fourth Sunday of Advent is always the Annunciation story. And so one of our hymns on Sunday morning is going to be the great Marian hymn, Ye Who Claim the Faith of Jesus, which has been changed from its former title, former first line, Ye Who Own the Faith of Jesus. Anyway, a very popular hymn, especially in high church Anglican circles, and the first appearance in any of our official episcopal hymnals. And this is a wonderful recounting of the Annunciation Gospel, and it's married to a tune by David Hurd, a very well-known composer living in New York City. He is the organist choir director at a church in Times Square called Church of St. Mary the Virgin. And his hymn tunes and anthems and chants and service settings are sung worldwide and very, very popular in the Episcopal Church especially. And so he's written a number of glorious hymn tunes, and this is one of them. This tune is called Julian, and it has a descant for the last stanza that does not take the words of the last stanza. The last stanza starting, magnify my soul's God's greatness, in my Savior I rejoice. That's sort of a translation of the Magnificat, but instead puts the first line of the Latin version of the Magnificat above it. So a very unusual treatment for a descant. I'm not a very good singer, and I don't have those high notes, so I unfortunately won't sing the descant for you today, but you'll hear it on Sunday at our 10 o'clock service. So, Ye Who Claim the Faith of Jesus, to David Hurd's beautiful tune, Julian. We'll do stanzas 1 and 4, and if you're out there with the hymnal in hand, it's hymn number 268.
Of Jesus, sing the wonders that were done when the love of God the Father over sin the victory won, when he made the Virgin Mary mother of his only Son. Magnify my soul God's greatness, in my Savior I rejoice. All the ages call me blessed, in his praise I lift my voice. He has cast down all the mighty, and the lowly are his choice.
Thank you for joining me.
Our next hymn for Sunday morning is a very, very old one. This is number 54 in the Episcopal hymnal, Savior of the Nations Come. This tune and text were both by Martin Luther, and they're both based on a much older, even Ambrosian chant, Veni Redemptor Gentium, from the, I believe, 4th century, so quite old. So Luther translated the Latin and put it in German rhyme, or German rhyme scheme. And the contour, the melodic contour of the tune is also based on the original chant tune. But interestingly, there are a ton of settings of this tune for organ, the same settings by Bach and other people like that. But interestingly, this tune was not included in an Episcopal hymnal until 1982. So there was all this organ music that Episcopal organists would play, but that wasn't actually in hymnals for people to follow along with. So interesting, we didn't get it till more recently. But here's hymn 54. We'll sing verses 1 and 3. Today we'll take a request from an anonymous requester who happens to share my last name and my genetic code. I have an identical twin sister who's also a musician. She has requested hymn 64, O Heavenly Word, Eternal Light, in Episcopal Hymnal 1982. We'll sing verses 1 and 2 of this 17th century tune. Thank you for joining us once again this week for Hymns Up Close. A couple of other events we wanted to draw your attention to briefly. The first of all is tonight at 7 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook Live. You can catch the Cathedral's Christmas concert. It was all done in a pre-recorded fashion, lots of different groups of soloists and small ensembles, and a huge variety of composers and musical eras are represented. So please join us, 7 o'clock on live stream.
We'd love to have you then, as well as on Sunday the 27th, the Sunday after Christmas at 5 p.m., when we will air another pre-recorded event. This is a liturgy centered on the famous organ cycle by Olivier Messiaen called La Nativité. We'll have 8 of our singers, and Katie and I will share playing duties of this famous organ work, hymnody for the congregation, and some great choral works in between these movements of this wonderful work. So come join us at 5 p.m. Sunday the 27th as well.
Yes, get your Christmas fix with us for sure. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. Take care.